So good, yeah. I'm a coffee drinker. This is coffee, you know. I think, I don't know if you high school kids are too young to drink coffee. I don't know. I started when I was about 20 years old, so maybe you're too young. I don't know. But anyways, my name's Kurt Flettmeyer. Nice to meet you again. We're back here at the Semporna test prep videos, doing the quantitative for the SAT. And we have another problem for you. And this one is my coffee problem. I like this problem. It's a mixture problem, okay? This is the type of problem, this is one of the harder types of problems you'll get on the SAT. It's not really all that difficult, but there's a trick to be learned for it. Let me back off and I'll show it to you here. Oh, wait, one more sip. It really is good. I can't help it, sorry. Anyways, here's my problem. The Sumatran people have a spice that makes my coffee, really special, okay? I've found the best ratio of spice to coffee is about 40% spice to 60% coffee. However, I can only buy this really special coffee in two brands. You got Bean Time Coffee and Go Nuts Coffee. Don't go out looking for these brands for your parents or something. They're not real brands. I just made them up. Okay, but there's the problem. So you got Bean Time and Go Nuts. Now, what does he say? 30% spice is in the Bean Time. Go Nuts has 55% spice. Okay, but I want mine to be 40% spice. How do I do that? Well, okay, I can take some sachets of the one and some packets of the other and mix them together. But how many of each, what percentage of each will give me my 40% spice? How do we do that? It's a mixture problem. These are pretty hard when you first start them out. However, there is a way to do them. Again, a little trick. That's what we're trying to show you is some tricks here. It's a percentage problem. What's the first thing you should think of whenever you think about a percentage problem? First thing you should ask, is there any way I can use the number 100 with this, right? And there is. Let's say that I'm making how many grams of coffee? 100. I'm making 100 grams of coffee. So that way, it works out pretty good. Let's look at the problem here. I should go to the problem. Let's see. Here's some equations here. Well, here's where we start. This is the start. What are we told in the problem? This is just putting the English into math. It's like translating English into math. What do we got? 0.30, 30% of the Bean Time plus 0.55, 55% of the Go Nuts equals, it's got to equal 0.4 of our mix. So this is the amount of Bean Time and the amount of Go Nuts that we're putting in, okay? And 0.3 of that is the amount of spice in that Bean Time coffee, right? 0.55 is the amount of spice in the Go Nuts coffee. Together, when we put together our mixture, we got to get a mixture of 0.4, right? And like I said, now this right here, we've got three equations. We don't, three unknowns. We don't know what any of these numbers are. That's pretty tough. But the mix, we're going to pick a number. This is picking numbers, right? Another way to be clever, right? Well, let's say the mix is 100 grams. So what does that do for us? Well, in that case, B plus G, all of the Bean Time and all of the Go Nuts that we throw in there equals 100 grams, right? And what we know is that the 0.3 of the Bean Time plus the 0.55 of the Go Nuts is 40. There you go. It's got to be 40%. It's got to be 40 grams, which is 40% of the 100. And here you go. Do you see how this is so much like some of the other problems we've done? It's the same setup. Totally different problem, but you're getting the same setup in the equations. Almost the same. Where do we go from here? Okay, well, B plus G equals 100. G equals 100 minus B. There you go. You substitute. There's the algebra again. You take G, so what does it come out to? 0.3B plus 0.55 times 100 minus B, which is the same as the Go Nuts, right? Equals 40. And from there on, you're just doing the algebra. Move it along. Here we go. Yeah. There you go. Equals 40. When we bring this down, we collect up our terms. I like to put the, one thing about me when I do problems, I like to keep the numbers positive. I always like things positive. So I keep the numbers positive. I put the plus sign on one side and try to keep away from the negatives. So here I got a plus 55. We'll subtract the 40 from 55, put it over there. Okay, so we got it on this side. On the other side, you got 0.55b minus 0.3b. Okay, so that works out pretty good. Everything's positive, which means we're left with 0.25b equals 15. It's easy, right? Now again, be able to do things in your head. Get good at this stuff. Do it like a hobby so you get really good at it. You should be able to see right away that b is going to be 60. Because 0.25b, well, it's 1/4 of b equals 15. 15 times 4, 60. There it is. Yeah. 1/4 b equals 15. This is what is going on in your brain right now, right? 1/4 b equals 15, so b equals 60. If you don't do that, then okay, you can get your calculator and you can divide 15 by 0.25. Fine. Okay, it comes out to 60. But again, every time you use that calculator, what if, I don't know if you've got big fat fingers, but I do. What if your finger slips? What if you come up with the wrong answer? If you can do it in your head, no wrong answer. Yeah. So anyway, either way, it comes out to 60. There you go. Let's see the answers, and ta-da, it's B. Hi guys, Kurt Fletmeyer back at you here. I'm going home for Christmas. I'm really looking forward to this because it's been 2.5 years since I've been home for Christmas. This is going to be nice. This is really going to be nice. And most of all, I'm looking forward to driving my Ford Mustang. I miss my car, I really do. I don't like driving in Jakarta. I can't drive in Jakarta, but home, yeah. So I made a driving problem, okay? There's a time, distance, rate problem. And it's got a trick to it too, just like a lot of the other problems we do. Let's look at it. Driving my Ford Mustang home for Christmas across 5 states, I stopped at lots of quaint little antique shops along the way. Yeah, these places, if you drive long distance between Nebraska, as you cross Nebraska, Kansas, you're heading home, lots of these little antique stores are at the exits, and you find the most amazing stuff in these stores. It's really fun. If you get over there, do that. It's worth it. It really is. It'll be fun. So I'm going to take my time. I'm taking my time driving along. I don't hurry. I only average about 20 miles per hour because I'm stopping for hamburgers and having fun on the way. On the way back, 60 miles an hour. On the way back, I'm hustling back to get to the airport so I can get back over here to Jakarta. Okay. What was my average speed for the entire round trip? That's the question we got here. Yeah. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, come on, guy, this is too easy. Come on, really? I mean, 20 miles there, 60 miles back, same route. So of course, just 20 plus 60, divide by, it's 80, right? Okay. And that's it. Divide by 2, 40. That's it. So, you got me. There's the answer, 40. Okay, so there's the answer, and you're wrong. No, you're wrong. It didn't work. See, intuitively, we think that when you have these 2 average speeds, you should be able to just average them together. But somehow that doesn't work. I still, even though I know what the answer is and I know how to do this problem, in my mind, I'm still thinking, why doesn't it work? It should work. But mathematically, it doesn't. So what do? You cannot average averages. What you have to do, when you take an average, you have to get the total distance traveled divided by the total amount of time, miles per hour. It has to be the total over the total. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So how do we get that? Let's look at the problem again. Well, we crossed 5 states, 20 miles per hour, 60 miles an hour. That's all we got. We don't have a distance. So can we solve it? Maybe we can't solve it. But of course we can. You pick numbers, right? It's the same distance. So the cool thing about this kind of a problem is you just pick a number, any number for the distance, and it works. Yeah. Of course, it's probably not a bad idea to pick numbers that are easy to work with, right? You want to pick an easy number to work with. Well, you got 60 and 20. So you could pick, well, the distance between 1,200 miles, that's actually about the right distance, right? between Colorado and Michigan, about 1,200 miles maybe. But it doesn't even have to be realistic. Yeah, 120, that's an easier number to work with, right? So pick 120 and 120. Let's see, if the whole distance was 120 miles and on the way there you go 20 miles an hour, how many hours is that? 6 hours, right? So on the way back, you're going 60 miles an hour, it's 2 hours. Let's see what we get. Let's see, we go here, we got, okay, we got, yeah, 60 miles per hour, how many hours? 120, 2 hours. 20, 6 hours. You're all set, that's not bad. Keep on going. Okay, it took 8 hours. Now here's the trick. It took 8 hours to travel 240 miles. On these problems, it's real easy to forget that the round trip is going to be double the original. So don't say 8 hours, 120 miles. No, 8 hours, 240 miles. Yeah. 240 miles, 8 hours, 30 miles an hour. That's it. You're done. That's all you need. Picking the distance helps a lot. So again, your strategies, you can pick numbers, you can back solve sometimes, or you can work it conventionally. But in this case, picking numbers really helped us a lot. Okay, so there you go. Let's see, 30 miles an hour. Boom. It's not B this time, it's A this time. Finally getting some different answers. There you go. So I really want to look at what did we learn this time? Picking numbers helped this time. You've got your 3 strategies: picking numbers, back solving, doing it conventionally. When you start a problem on the SAT, the first thing you should think about is, how do I do it? Which strategy do I use? If you run into problems, if you try to do it conventionally and then you think, this isn't working, right, okay, then look at the other 2 possibilities. In this case, picking numbers helped a lot. And it will help again in the future. There are problems like this on the SAT. They won't be exactly like this. There'll be different variations, but stuff like this happens, okay? So keep that in mind, and I'll see you next time on the next video. I hope these are working for you. God bless. Take care.